Hey everybody, I'm Chris, the developer,
And I am Matt the artist.
and this is our game Noble Fates. Noble Fates is a 3D kingdom management sim RPG that puts you in charge of your very own kingdom. You're going to start with nothing, and you're going to build up and try to make the mightiest kingdom that this world has ever seen.
Yeah, so we have awesome little kind of walkthrough where we're gonna play the intro of Noble Fates, or at least the once you get into the gameplay. So come along with us and check it out.
All right, so here we are. We've dumped out into the world. We went through the starting scenario, which all of you will get to experience when you try the game out. And as part of that starting scenario, you get three people. You choose one of them to be your ruler, and then one other person that's part of their party is they don't want to stick around. They don't like the ruler. So we've chosen Snarl as our ruler, and it turns out I don't know that person's name, but they don't like us, and so they didn't want to stick around. And we had the chance to make a decision about what we do with them. And in this instance, Matt, who is controlling Snarl, made the decision to capture Caitlin, and so now Caitlin is a prisoner of our group. And so, Caitlin will be here, and it's up to us to keep her obedient. And if we do so, eventually we can turn her into a serf, which will allow us to get some unpaid labor.
Nice. Okay, cool. Well, let's our people, they're out in the environment. Let's build them a little house. What do you say?
Yeah, that sounds great.
I feel
Where
like
do you want to
this
build at?
I
Yeah.
like this
Sorry.
area. I always like having these like kind of multi-tiered plains and stuff. Although the
Yeah.
water, it's cool building by water sometimes too. I like these bushes though. Let's be close to the bushes so we can start getting our harvesting going on.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna bring
Easy
them in
free.
here. Sped up time a little bit there. Okay, yeah. So this is how building works in Noble Fates. You know, I like to say that it works kind of as you'd expect. You get to build floors and walls and ceilings. We'll start off with something kind of small here. We don't actually have any wood right now, so we need to select some trees to cut down. Something really cool that Chris has implemented is we have kind of almost want to say an ecology system in Noble Fate. So I like to kind of preserve trees when I'm cutting them down. So you know, Chris, what's the word for that? I can't remember, but there's
Oh, it's like, oh yeah, what is it? It's
sustainable forestry or
sustainable.
something.
Yes, sustainable forestry. Yeah, so the way that trees grow in Noble Fates is that over time, new saplings will appear next to existing trees in your world. So if you clear cut a giant area, then you probably won't get any trees there anymore.
Well, Snarl's
All right.
carrying Caitlin to our new home, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so one of the things you'll notice right away that's a little different about our game when it comes to prisoners is that we don't have a cell or anything, and so what happens is when you imprison somebody, they get shackles, and so they've got a movement speed debuff, so they move like half rate. And then whoever's assigned to guarding in your kingdom, every once in a while, one of their jobs is to keep an eye on that prisoner. And if that prisoner is straying a little too far away from your base, they'll go and pick him up and bring him back home.
One thing y'all have probably have noticed is you can also hop in and control the ruler directly in Noble Fate, which is really cool and kind of unique for this genre. It's nice to
Yeah,
be able to just, I don't know, walk in and hang out in the world and kind of experience it from that third person perspective.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you can at any time, provided that your ruler is, alive and functioning, and they have enough self-esteem, you can hop into them and take control. And yeah, I like to hunt that way. It's very efficient. I do like at the beginning of battles, I'll dish out some tactics to everybody, and then I'll hop into my ruler because I feel like I can play pretty efficiently in there.
One
So
thing,
yeah,
oh, sorry, Chris, go for it.
oh, I was just gonna say, so Matt has queued up his building here, and then he's picked a bunch of trees to chop down, and so everybody's starting out with the work that's assigned to them.
Something that Chris and I are really proud of is our roof system, which sounds so simple, but it's really fun in Noble Fates to kind of like build complex structures. Obviously, a square here is not that complex, but the roofs are really adaptive and they let you build very complex shapes. We have a cool visibility settings system too, where you can like show and hide different things in part of the world. And we usually play the roofs off so you can see better what's going on inside. But you can hide the branches of trees and stuff too, to kind of see if you really want to see in the forest. But in general, we find that we can see what we need with those on. But we just
Yeah, it's
want to
kind of
give settings.
yeah, it's pretty cool because one of the things that I worried about a lot early on, and Matt and I talked about when he joined, was the trees and like how dense do we make the forests, and is it a problem? Like, do we need to see the people through the trees and stuff? And we found that it just really isn't an issue. It's almost never an issue because you tend to build in some of the more open areas. The people tend to travel through the paths that lead through the trees, and so it's pretty easy to keep an eye on your people and see what's going on, even with the trees on.
It's getting a little dark out. Snarl can level up. So one of the cool things with the characters in Noble Fates is that not only do they have like opinions and wants and needs and all that stuff, they also have levels and they progress. Almost like an RPG, their skills grow, and at certain points as they level up, that was just a quick one right there, but they get granted special abilities that you can pick for them. It's a really deep system.
Yeah, so yeah, we have this level system, and it's driven off of, so every action they perform in the world, they're gaining experience, and it keeps track of what job they were doing when they gained that experience. And each person, can you click on maybe Charles here?
Yeah, let's click on
The
Charles.
character sheet? And if you go over to the jobs tab, so you'll see here, they're color coded and there's numbers, there's a bunch of information here, but effectively, what we get to see is the color represents their preference for the job, the number is their current skill level, the pluses and minuses indicate their natural aptitude towards that thing. And so what happens when someone levels up is that it takes into account the experience that they've earned and whether they were doing that job or not when they earned it, as well as their natural ability to learn that thing and to excel at that job. And so when you level up, if you have a farmer who will excel at farming, who has high potential in farming, and you have them farming, then you're probably going to maximize their farming skill as they level all the way up. But if you have somebody who's high potential in farming but you don't have them out there doing farming, they'll get some farming skill, but you'll miss out on some of that potential.
I should probably make some beds for these little guys, huh?
Yeah, they need places to sleep.
We start you off with just some, not very comfortable little kind of straw bed mat things, but eventually you can build real beds, which are much more comfortable, give you much better rest. Some lighting would be good too. Do you think I should do tables and stuff yet, or should I wait?
I would do a stockpile first. Let's get all of our stuff indoors.
Good idea.
Seems like maybe, are we running low on wood?
Oh yeah, it's a good question. Let's look at our items here. Oh no, we're pretty good. 100.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, not bad. Ooh, we got wanderers visiting us.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, so when you're playing Noble Fates, you'll get these people stopping by your kingdom, and one of the things that we they have a bunch of boars with them.
That's cool.
Yeah, so one of the things that we're really excited about is some of the people who stop by your kingdom, they're going to be high prestige. So prestige in Noble Fates is effectively the value that a person has, their wealth, if you will. And so, when somebody visits your kingdom that has high prestige, they'll bring really nice items with them, but then they also have a chance of bringing things like animal companions and stuff like that with them as well.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Sud
yeah.
has quite the flock of boars. I don't know what the right word is to describe a group of boars, but we'll say a flock.
Yeah, flock is good. Maybe boars. Yeah. Flocks,
Sud does not like us too much. Maybe we should talk to Sud and see if they want to trade with us.
Yeah, so one of the cornerstones of Noble Fates is the opinion system that Matt touched on very briefly earlier. So every person in our world, every mortal in our world has opinions about everything in the world. And we have this conversation system that we built in order for you to build relationships with people by asking them about their opinions and sharing your own opinions about those same things. If those opinions match, then it's going to improve your relationship. You'll get some likes from them. If your opinions disagree, then they may not like you quite as much. But, there's a lot more going on in the world than just things to have opinions about. And the other kind of really cool aspect about our people is that they all have memories. And so right now, Sud is talking about events that they have witnessed or learned about while they were out there in the world. And so, one of the things about our game here is we're playing on this little this map here, and we're setting up our kingdom, and we're starting to grow up. All the while, there are a handful of other kingdoms around us, and there's a simulation running between those kingdoms, and people are moving between them. There are wars going on between those kingdoms. They're having these same kinds of conversations in those kingdoms, and that information is kind of spreading through the people. And then those people are coming to Matt's world here and interacting with him.
I'm glad that we're both on the same page that despite being orcs here, or at least Snarl and Sud are, they don't like eating humans. So that's good. We can we can confidently say that humans are welcome in our kingdom, though, not in every.
Yeah, so so one of the things that we've been talking about is, we have this opinion system, and it interacts. So we have a couple of things that interact to make each playthrough different. One of those is the opinion system. So your starting group is going to have like a range of opinions about different things. Eating humans, eating orcs, eating raw human or orc meat, or cooked, or eating boars or berries or meals that you can cook, and as well as what kind of clothing they can wear, what things should be made of, where your kingdom should be focusing its efforts. And what's neat is each time you roll, those will be different. And so your starting group will want different things, and they'll want you to go in a different direction. And it's up to you to kind of keep them happy by going in that direction if you choose. If you don't, that's okay. They may get upset, and some may leave, but other people will come by that do like the things that you're doing. And so you'll be able to your group will adapt to what you're doing, as well as you adapting to them.
Uh-oh, I can't find our starting stockpile.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna zoom out. There it is. Okay, there's our stuff.
Oh, are you carrying stuff?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, well, Snarl's hungry apparently. I think he's gonna eat this corn right here. Oh no, he's going for a little meal. What is this meal? Little dem paste.
That's made of demons.
Oh god, it's made out of raw imp. I hope Snarl's doesn't get food poisoning, because
Listen, yeah, he is orc after all.
Okay, yeah, Snarl can handle the raw food.
Yeah, so when it comes to what people like and dislike, and what they'll agree with or not, so opinions play into it, race plays into it as well, or species plays into it. So orcs have a little bit more of a natural proclivity for liking raw meat than cooked meat. They're not big fans of berries. They think that they should be eating meat. But you'll also find people in your world that go against kind of the grain.
Chris, if I can interject very quickly on a tangent. Yeah. Chris set it up amazingly that every single raindrop that is simulated in Noble Fates literally carries moisture with it into the ground to help with the, essentially saturating the ground with water. It is wild. This works with our snow system too, in some cool ways. There's individual snowdrops, but you can kind of see here that the ground is starting to get more wet, and it's very something I like about Noble Fates is, like, if you can see it in the world, it's probably doing something, which is really cool. Like, these little pieces of grass, as an example, aren't just random filler for the game. This is actually what animals go to seek out to satisfy their hunger, which is really cool.
Yeah, with the rain system, like the plants actually soak up the rain, and it increases their rate of growth. So if you have like a particular dry spell or something, it's going to make it harder for you to farm during that period or forage.
Yeah, we should probably set up our farm soon, although we have some pretty nice Octoberberry bushes that will get us going for a while.
Yeah, so you probably noticed there that Matt really quickly selected a bunch of them. We have this system that you may be familiar with from other games, although we've brought it into 3D here, where you can do a marquee select like this, and we give you kind of a full list of what's in there, and you can grab what you want. And the other thing you can do is double click on anything, and you'll get all of them that are within a decent range and on screen. And so it makes it pretty easy to interact with groups of things like all of these boars that are running around.
Uh-oh. Is this boar eating our October berries? I don't know.
Nope, no
No?
comment. Yeah, so everybody's at work. Looks like we're getting our house built. Did they put the roof on yet?
Let's see. I'm gonna look. Oh yeah, they did. I can see the raindrop stopping up there. We can check though, just to be sure.
That's so cool.
Let's see. Roofs. Oh wait, no. Roof is still in progress. My eyes are.
I think they are stopping up there.
Cool. Well, let's fast forward a little bit here and start getting our initial place set up. I'm gonna put together just a little setting, as you know, even our humble starting people, they deserve a table to eat at. Let's see. Yep. Furniture, tables, and we only have the little tiny tables, very humble, small tables available to us. One of the nice things is we do offer a lot of just kind of like visual customization in the game. So as you're building, we don't have a lot unlocked here in the beginning, but you can colorize stuff. There's different variants usually of things you can see. There's kind of these different types of stools, and then even eventually you can put up decorations and carpets and get fancy and really build a royal kingdom. But that'll probably be for a later video.
Yeah, and so one cool thing that's going to happen here is Matt placed down some things that his people don't know how to make yet. And so the way that research and learning works in Noble Fates is that it's actually, we're building this game that's very people-centric, character-centric. And so we took our research and our learning system to the same place. And so each thing that you can build in the world or craft or learn to do in the world, each person learns to do that thing. And what's cool is they learn it by doing it. And so to teach your people to make tables, you just drop a table down in the world. And when your builder gets to that job, provided that they have sufficient skill to be able to figure out how you would go about making a table, they walk over there and they look at the table and think about it for a little bit and learn how to make a table. And what's neat is if other people in your kingdom know how to make a table, that person will learn it faster by virtue of that person giving them tips and teaching them. And so what happens, it tends to be that it kind of goes in waves. And so you'll have your lead builder out in front learning things and building things, and you'll see some stragglers kind of come along and watch them build it, and those people are learning it while that person's building it.
We've got a lot of stuff to unlock, that's for sure.
Yeah. Maybe, so one thing we might want to do here is pull our food indoors.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So in Noble Fates, your food, really all of your items, they're going to decay quicker when they're outdoors. There's really two levels to this. If you were to put a roof over that storage area out there, that will protect them from raindrops, which cause decay every time they hit one of them. But they're still exposed to the elements, and so they're still going to decay at an increased rate. And so really for things that you value the most, or things that are especially susceptible to the elements, you want to build a structure and bring those indoors.
I'm building this. I didn't quite match the previous size, but that might be fun. We can put a little door right there. Let's see. Okay, will our roofs, the real question is, will they form together to make a giant roof? Yes, indeed they will.
Yeah, it's so cool. It's very delightful to play with the roofs. It's really cool when you build like a multi-story building, because you can get little roofs hanging off of each level and building up from there.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, that's maybe a good place to talk about Z levels. So, our visitor.
Oh, Hetty, he's heard things about our king. Yeah, he can rest here. We don't have many good beds to rest on, but why not?
Yes, like I said earlier. Uh-oh.
We might have to talk about Z levels a little bit later, because Smile is here, and he's finally caught up with us. So what happened with our kind of group? We're not showing it in this video, but Noble Fates has a full intro. You'll get in there and kind of learn the backstory of your group. It's uniquely generated, and Smile here is from the kingdom that we fled in. They're not happy that we left them. So I guess there's a ruler called Captain Spewy was going to let you leave the stumbling chairs. That's the name of their kingdom without consequences. So Captain Spewy is sending one of his lieutenants essentially to come and mess us up.
Yeah, they want to make us pay. Yeah, so this is the jumping off point for your kingdom's story. So, like Matt said, each time you start a new group in Noble Fates, the group, all the kingdoms around will be different, and the reason that your starters have left that group will be different, and then they will come back and, as is the case here, try to make you pay for leaving. Let's
I
take a
don't
look at
think
some combat.
Smile has made a good choice here. I mean, there's three of us and one of Smile. Oh, I thought they might our guest Hetty here. Sometimes you'll get like two groups just fighting out there because they don't like each other. I thought that might be happening. One thing that's one of my favorite things about Noble Fates is that we have a really cool system for movement and tactics. Noble Fates is certainly a colony management game, but it has some pretty deep tactics. And this is just a little fight here, of course, but we don't use a grid-based system for movement completely. It's a little bit more dynamic than that. So you kind of get the ability to flank around and do combat in some interesting ways. And of course, you can also jump into into third person for combat, which is really cool. It kind of lets you, ooh, dang, I was getting smashed there, but
Oh, nice.
oh, got him. Okay. Oh, just bathing in it. Well, that's unlucky for him because I actually would have been happy if he had just fallen and we could have captured him. But yeah, there's just some really cool ways to kind of navigate combat, even a little simple battle.
Yeah, I find that there comes to be pretty strategic, and there's a lot of tactics about how you take them on, especially later on when things like bows are in the field, and even further on when stuff like grappling hooks appears, which challenges your defenses.
Yeah.
So one of the other things that makes Noble Fates a little different, or at least that we like about it, is that we're a loot-driven game, and so here you are looting the fallen body of your foe, and so anything you take off of them, anything that they brought with them, is now yours, and you can give it out to your people. And so, maybe they brought an axe that's better than what one of your people has, or a shirt, or a pair of pants. And then it goes, even further, of course. We joked a little bit earlier about eating orcs and humans. So if Matt were to decide, he could actually butcher up this corpse here and start to make gear and clothing out of the skin or leather from the corpse, or, eat it raw or cooked.
Perhaps preemptively, I'll set up building some benches, perhaps a crafting table, just to just in case we need to craft something soon. And I gotta unlock the. I need to level up one of my characters' building just to get him there. Oh, sun! Oh, we just missed the sunset. It's hidden behind that mountain. I can do. Sorry, I just I love a nice sunset. There it goes. There goes the sun.
Yeah, so you'll notice when Matt's zoomed out like he was there, you'll notice this fog at the edge of the world, and it is sort of like a fog of war, but it isn't really. I guess it's kind of hard to see at night, but it isn't really so much a fog of war hiding what you could go and see out there. See, in Noble Fates, the story will introduce you to the fact that your character is actually this demigod, a Contra, and you have the ability to influence and control mortals. And it basically represents the extent of your ability to influence mortals. And so your little slice of the world here is the amount that the range of your powers and the extent to which you can influence people.
Oh, it's so nice that they got beds now.
Nice. Sleepy time.
One thing you may have just noticed is Snarl actually learned, or hasn't quite finished learning, I think, but learned how to make wooden stools. And so that's what Chris was talking about before, as far as learning goals goes, is Snarl individually learned how to make wooden stools. And if different characters are all together, they can learn together a little bit faster and spread that knowledge around. but it's kind of cool. We think it's neat that the knowledge of doing things is held not just at like a general thing for your colony where you're like clicking on next researches, but actually in the brains of the characters. And that means if you recruit someone that is, knows a lot of stuff, they can really help your colony right away. So it's worth it to kind of pursue acquiring them, either by, making a great friendship with them or, more combativeness,
Yeah, so
capturing.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so we talked very briefly about research being skill gated, and really like the skill levels of everybody in your kingdom, it affects everything that they do. So like their logging skill, for example, affects how much wood you're going to get when you chop a tree down. So, when you start out, you're probably actually only getting 10%, 20% of the usable wood when you cut a tree down. So it really is the source of where your efficiency comes from. So in fact, when you click on these trees, if you see down in the bottom left, you'll see a little tilde next to the number, the amount of wood you're going to get from the tree, and that's to show that it's an approximate based on your people's skill level. So as your people's skill goes up, that number will also go up, the amount you get from each tree. But what's also super cool is, so we talked about, having loot in our game and being a little bit of a loot, having a bit of a kind of a loop in our game. That's a hard phrase to say. But one of the cool things about it is that all of our gear can have buffs on it, and can be magical. And when items are magical or they have buffs on them, what those buffs do is they can improve your people's skills. And so one of the ways to get to uh, being a better building kingdom and being able to build a massive keep is to keep crafting gear. Just churn that gear out until you get gear that gives you crafting bonuses and put that on your person. Even if your person has a low potential of crafting, that gear can push them up to the point where you can unlock higher tier things and build them.
I see that Sam has visited us. I guess I want to try talking to Sam and seeing if they'll maybe join us. We
Sounds
we
great.
could do with a bigger kingdom. We have big ambitions. We want to get stuff done. Oh, Sam is taking our corn. Helpfully, I think Sam's helping.
Yeah, that's right.
Uh,
One of the things the visitors will do here in Noble Fates is if they like you enough, they'll pitch in on the menial tasks.
I also prefer small kingdoms. Well, Snarl does at least. Ooh, we're getting close to friendship there.
Yeah, so the way that you recruit in Noble Fates is you have your ruler speak to the people and the person that you want to recruit, and then you highlight the things you agree on or disagree on. And if you improve your relationship to past a certain point, they'll either offer to join you or you can ask them to join.
Oh, they're talking about morality there. Ooh,
Nice.
cool.
Matched up.
All right, well, let's try and see if Sam wants to join us. Okay. What do you think, Sam? Yes.
Nice.
All right.
Yes.
Cool. You
One
know
of
what's
the
funny?
things.
So
Oh,
I
go ahead.
noticed Sam was actually the leader of that little group that Dark was a part of, and so Dark is like on his own now, and it switched from being the Sam Wanderers to the Dark Wanderers, I think, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, he's alone in a big world.
Alone in the dark.
So one of the cool things that I really like about the conversation system and the opinion system is that you get to choose, as the Contra, you get to choose what your ruler says. You're sort of like their, the thing that pops to mind from them is coming from their subconscious, and then you get to override their conscious mind and decide whether they say it or not. So you don't get to choose their exact response, at least that quick, immediate response to what the other person says, but you do get to choose whether they say it or not. And what's cool is, if, for example, the person had told Snarl that they were evil, Matt could choose not to tell them that they were neutral. And he could withhold that information and, in a way mislead them and highlight just the things that that person will like about his kingdom and talk them into joining. However, while these people are running around talking and stuff, there's a decent likelihood that that person's going to learn eventually that Snarl is neutral, either through your actions or through, the things that people are saying as they're walking around. And that will greatly affect or can greatly affect their esteem at that point in time. And so you're kind of choosing, if you really need a person, you can kind of paint a really pretty picture of how in alignment your kingdom is with them. But eventually, you may face kind of the reality coming back into view.
I'm looking for. I want someone with a better building skills. We don't have. We're light in building. Maybe we should try to recruit dark as well.
Yeah, that would work. So one of the things you can do as well is prioritize tasks. We may want to. Oh, it looks like they're building the table. So never mind. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So we just prioritize building this crafting bench
you
because we
did.
want to start building clothes.
Perfect.
I'm just trying to recruit Dark here really quick to get our building skills up. Oh, Dark feels even enemies should deserve compassion.
Yeah, maybe withhold our feelings on the subject. Yeah, so Matt was talking a little bit there about the crafting system, and we have a deep crafting system, and we talked about the items having buffs on them, and I find that I always have someone crafting. I'm always queuing things up. I'm always generating new gear. You can equip that gear and give it to your people. Like I said earlier, that's how you give them wealth or prestige. And as they grow and age, their ambition is going to increase, and their demand for prestige will start to become a bit more strong. And so you'll have to keep them fed with items and nice gear, and eventually rooms and houses of their own.
Let's see. Yes. Okay.
Yes,
Cool.
awesome. Yeah, and the other aspect of crafting, maybe you don't need all that gear that you make. You can trade it. And what's cool is our trading system. We touched very briefly on it earlier, but our trading system is driven by everybody's opinions in the world. So, if somebody comes and visits your kingdom and they have a good opinion of your ruler, they're going to give you discounts on their goods, give you better prices on your goods. If they like what you're trying to sell, they're going to give you an even better price for it. Or if they don't like something that they're stuck carrying around, you might get a really good deal on something like a bronze sword or even a steel sword. You might be able to get it for half its value.
One thing that I really like about our crafting system is super simple, but we have this ability to either just create an initial quantity, create an infinite amount so someone's just there forever, or do this maintain setting. And I find it really helpful just to say like, hey, I think about how many people I have in my kingdom. I'm like, I want to make sure we always have enough things for those people, and then maybe like one or two more to trade if someone comes by and they like desperately want, cloth shirts or something like that. It makes every trading situation really unique because not only is it about the value of the things you have, but it's also what those traders need and really prefer. And if you butter them up with good conversations, you can get some really good deals, and you can kind of offload stuff you don't want and get that thing you do want.
Cool. So one more thing maybe that we should show is the Z levels.
Oh, yes.
So our game takes place in a 3D environment, and we have at any time you can hold left alt and cycle your mouse wheel to cycle up and down between the layers. And of course, we haven't dug anywhere yet, so we don't know what's under these hills. But you can see in some spots, you'll see little stone veins poking out. Like over there to the right, you'll see a little bit of stone.
Oh, stone, yes, right here.
Yeah, a little bit of stone sticking out of the terrain. So if he starts digging down there, he's going to get a bunch of stone. And it's also, harder to dig there. But when it comes time to start crafting things out of stone, like stone axes, that'll be a good source of stone for him. If you go down deeper, you'll find copper underground, and eventually iron and silver and even gold down there as you mine deeper.
Seeing if we got lucky with a surface copper vein anywhere. I haven't seen one yet, but I bet there's probably copper underneath these little pieces that are coming.
Yeah, and you also get the surface ones there. They actually, those are easier when your mining skills are low to gather. they'll break apart those rocks, and so it kind of just depends on where your skill is at and how far you are. It's likely the case that by the time you're forging everything out of iron, you're going to be down there deep.
One of our people just wanted to make sure that we were starting to forage there. We haven't showed hunting yet, although I don't know if we've crafted any. If we have any books in our.
Yeah, I don't think we
Maybe one of our. Oh, we do actually. Maybe
Oh,
one of our recruits had a bow on him, so we could even do some hunting. I'm curious who best hunter. Let's see. Oh, our ruler Snarl probably. Let's
Who's
give
got a-
Snarl. Oh,
he's got a level too.
boom. Off Snarl. Let's see. Ooh,
Two levels.
2 levels. I skipped one. My goodness. Oh yeah, look at his. Oh, he's
Nice.
a pretty like
Beast.
yeah early good signal on being our best archer.
Do you have any arrows?
Do I have arrows? See any arrows?
You might craft.
Oh wait, I
craft
have
them.
3 arrows. Oh, I just have this little bundle right here. Probably should craft some. That's hard to ensure. I'm gonna get that.
Did they craft a shirt yet?
Yes, I believe so. Or almost. Let's see, there's a shirt.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
87%. Very close. I'm gonna put another light there. I feel like
It's a little dark.
it would like the way that. I really want to get the next set of beds going. Building 2, okay. Just gotta get one more building level.
Cool. So Matt crafted an item here that was of sufficient quality that the gods have blessed it with a buff, and so looks like it's a ranging buff, and so he can give that. So it means two things. One, it's it's of higher value, but the second is that he can give it to somebody to boost their ranging skill. So one of the things here on the belonging screen while he's cycling around, you'll see those numbers on the left side changing and the order of things changing. And that's because each item has value, which is the general world value of that object. But each person values each thing to a different degree based on their opinion of that thing or the buffs that that thing has. So when he hovers over the value there, yeah, he's seeing the amount of prestige that Moth Snarl will assign to that item. And that factors into he'll give them the items that they like to feed into their prestige so that he can satisfy their ambition. So down here in the bottom right, real quick, you can see Moth Snarl's prestige is 46 right now and his ambition is 38. Generally speaking, your people are going to be unhappy if your prestige is lower than your value. So over time, as they level up in age, you're going to need them, feed them items. You can feed them extra items. So like if he was running behind here, it doesn't just have to be things that Moth Snarl can equip. Matt could give him a bundle of axes that are worth 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, and they'll get him there. They'll satisfy his prestige needs and his ambition. But the bonus that you get in esteem for giving him those items, since they're all small items, will actually be low, and so they won't give you as much of a mood boost as it would be if you gave him one item that was worth 20 prestige, for example.
Looking to see if he's he's okay. He just did it. He swapped to this new shirt he's got.
Oh,
So
that's
that
pretty
is the
snazzy.
new Tender's cloth tunic.
Yeah, and cool. So if you click over to the jobs now on him, if you hover on ranching,
Branching right here. All right.
hover on his number, yeah,
Oh.
so you'll see his base value is 0, so he doesn't actually have any skill. He does have average potential, but since he's got that Tender's cloth tunic, he's now got a +1. And so it's a real, it's a way, sometimes you're going to end up with somebody who's not good at building. Craft enough shirts, you're going to get a building shirt.
Charles is just crafting like a
Doing-
beast. There's another
Doing
one.
work.
Okay. impressive. Got some more. Ooh, Janet looks
Whoa.
like they have some real nice armor there. Let's see.
Yes. Yeah, so the items that people bring for trade is based on their prestige that they've accumulated in the world. So that's her inventory there. So, you know, as you get these higher level people stopping by, it's worth checking with them because you might get a good deal on something that you may not be able to craft for quite a while.
Ooh, Janet's definitely up there. Definitely a few steps ahead of our kingdom in terms of prestige. Let's see. Yeah, let's see though. Maybe Janet actually. Ooh, Janet doesn't like us very much, so these offers are not great.
So what's cool here is you can actually cycle between the different people in the upper left, between the different visitors. And so I like to, one of the things that I'll do is even if they're part of the same group, I'll hop between the different people and see which one will give me the best prices on my gear or on their gear or items. Bargain hunt, if you will.
Well, maybe we should butter Janet up real quick for a good deal. Right. Janet, how's it going with you? What's on your mind? Ooh, Tabitha deserted the Icky Tums because Proculator stance is evil, and I don't care for Proculator stance myself. Cool. Okay. What else? The Icky Tums.
From the Icky Tums.
Well, that's probably not a good way to make friends with someone saying I don't care about you. So we'll let's ask about something else.
Let's just hold on to that one, Snarl.
I don't like those either.
Awesome.
Which is too bad because, you know, Snarl's our best sharpshooter right now. Empress ships think so. What else? That's tricky. I don't know what to do here. Okay. We're gonna ask you something. I don't want to eat anymore.
Me neither.
Cooked human. I don't care about the ancient clock and Summer Grave War. That happened a long time ago. That was like, it's year 404 right now. That was
Oh wow.
over 10 years ago. Who cares? I don't know
Yeah,
what's
so
gonna happen.
when your world, when you start out and you're going through that intro experience, we're actually running your world, a simulation of your world. We dump some mortals in there and we let them figure out where they want to live and figure out what they like and dislike, and then they're going to fight with each other. And so even when you start playing, there's already kind of this rich backstory of your world, of interactions, wars, kingdoms, people.
So we don't have any good deals on things to sell, but we can buy milk for cheap now. That got us at least up to getting a good deal on milk.
So if you hover over there on the milk name, it'll tell you if anyone in your kingdom likes it.
Not really.
No.
I
So,
think we can. Well, let's not have any milk. Besides, who
yeah,
knows where that milk came from?
and that happens, you know, anywhere that you're interacting with items, you're going to get information about who in your kingdom likes and dislikes that thing.
That's funny. The Janet Wanderers of Janet. This is Janet like has a herd of deer that she brought with her. It's pretty funny.
Great. Did we craft arrows yet?
No, I think I need to prioritize that. Yeah. That's right. Right. Increase the priority of there. I probably could have just done that instead of. Oh, we really are starting to thin out the forest around here. Oh crap! I didn't catch anyone mining, but we've started to dig out the this right here, and so we've obviously uncovered a bunch of stone.
Cool. Turned it into axes.
Yeah. Oh look, everyone's hanging out at the table right there. That's nice. Just having a conversation. Oh, Caitlin. Oh, she prefers humans. Like she likes humans, not eating them. I always get worried. You know, do people like people or like eating them. It's hard to
So
know.
yeah, one of the cool things that happens is I don't know if I've seen it happen yet in this game, but when you're talking to people and you're telling them things, the people around you actually they overhear what you're saying. And so sometimes you have to be careful what you say. Like if one of the people in your kingdom likes eating cooked human and another really doesn't like it, then you probably don't want to emphasize that during conversation around the person that doesn't like it because they pick up on it and it affects them just as much.
Charles is learning something. Is Charles learning? Oh, wooden arrows. Awesome. Okay, we're about to get our arrows for our bow finally. Start doing some hacking. Okay, cool. Look at that. The arrows are getting made. Sweet. Oh, those are fast to make too. Boom. Already done. I'll wait until daylight though to go hunting.
That's a pretty good idea.
Or at least, sunrise.
So one of the things that's going to happen as these people stop by your kingdom, you're going to start learning little tidbits about the kingdoms around you in the larger world. Ooh.
What's going on here, Chris?
So Kieran is our Contra. So had we played through the intro, we would have been introduced to Kieran. So we are Kieran, and as we're moving the camera around in space and stuff, that's actually Kieran flying around. So we're looking at the world from Kieran's perspective. Well, it turns out there are other demigods, there are other gods, and they are aware of each other and they interact. And it looks like someone here is interacting with Kieran. Oh, Demonier. Oh, TK.
Uh-oh. What's that?
Yeah, so it looks like Demonier has reached through from the demon plane of existence, and they've opened a portal for an imp to come through.
I should probably, get ready for that, huh?
Yeah.
All right, we've got some good stuff. Oh, Snarl. Snarl has the bow. No arrows.
Arrows?
Oh,
click on the overview tab.
Yeah. Oh wait.
He picked them up.
Okay, great. Okay.
They're not in his belongings because they're a communal belonging.
Oh yes, that's right. Okay, I forgot about that. That's cool. Yeah, you don't always have to assign like every single thing. Some stuff happens nicely automatically. I'm gonna put Snarl up here on the ridge as an archer. And then we can kind of spread these guys out as we'll flank around the demon or the imp.
Cool, that sounds good. Yeah, and you have when you have them enlisted like that, you have two tactics that you can apply. You can obviously click on each person and then right-click on the target if you want them to attack, or you can have them hold their position, or you can tell them to push enemies. So one thing that I like about the imp fights is, they're not from this world, and so everybody dislikes them just the same, and so your visitors are going to help you out whenever you're fighting imps.
I think we got handed a pretty easy imp fight there. I think we should
start. You gotta start somewhere.
It's scary when 30 of those portals show up around your keep.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Well, this kind of makes me want to build a butcher table, but maybe we should honestly pause right here and kind of pick up in our next video.
Yeah, that sounds great. I think we've got plenty. So, once again, I'm Chris, and this is Matt, and we're the dev team behind Noble Fates. Our game, by the time you're watching this video, will be available on Steam. We're in early access, and we have lots and lots of things that we want to do with this game and add to it, and lots of places we can go. So as you've seen, it's sort of like a 3D fantasy kingdom management sim RPG, and there's lots and lots of cool things that we can add, so I hope you check it out.
Oh, look at that. And we got a little sunrise just to
perfect.
Finish out our scene here. All right. Thanks everybody for watching. See you next time.
Take care.